on her left hip. Now tell me how you let the tattoo get you caught up. Now I got two tattoos too, but I mean they're not visible, so that because you got a big ass hip tattoo, you obviously going to be noticed. And when you get noticed, or when that shit turn 50, you worry about what's the skin gonna be like then. You'll deal with that when it comes, right? But then when you out there doing fraudulent shit like having misspelled cards, you might want to make sure that your tattoo gonna not get you found. And this is Lala News 3, and thanks for tuning in to another episode. And in this episode, I'll actually be discussing weird news. So, weird news is one of my topics or interest points that you guys happen to like. So, in this episode, I'll actually be discussing the Simpsons cast that was actually called out at the school board in Virginia. And also, someone was arrested for a fake vaccine passport, which that one is very interesting. So, you guys stay tuned for that. And also, this is filmed at Solid State Studios. So, and Lala News 3 on all platforms, including 11 podcasting platforms, YouTube, and everywhere else. So, I'll drop the links for you guys. Like, share, subscribe, and comment if you do so wish. So, now in season 33 of The Simpsons, which actually begins September 26th, that is coming up, so it hasn't happened quite yet. Now in Virginia, Henrico, which I did live in Richmond for a few years, Richmond, Virginia, that is. So right next door to that is Henrico. A part of Richmond is Henrico, and then you have Chesterfield too. So those things, those counties kind of run parallel. But the Henrico School Board actually had a meeting. They had a few people that signed up to do a public comment because you can't publicly speak at those. But some school districts handle it different, where you can sign up ahead of time, or you can speak in open public if there's a time for that, or if that's offered during that time, which generally is. But you can sign up initially or ahead of time as well. So Roscoe D. Cooper III announces the names that requested public comment. That will be a few of these names, y'all. Now, we know those names in The Simpsons. Y'all done seen The Simpsons. It's been on how many seasons? 33. That's a lot of damn seasons. So, it's funny that 33, if you're good with numbers or know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. So, 33 years, this happens to make the news. So, some of the names that were used, though, are Phil McCracken, which we've heard that one, of course. You got Eileen Dover, like Eileen as the first name, but Dover as the second name, which if you put it together would be Eileen Dover. Y'all get it? No? Or did y'all get it when it actually happened in The Simpsons? Probably when it happened in The Simpsons, but go figure, that is one of the names. Wayne Kerr. I'm not getting that one. That flew over my head. Suck My Dick. I didn't come up with that name. They did SUK, and the last name is MAHDIK. Okay. Okay. Ophelia McCall. And Don Kedick. Or for Donkey Dick. I think that's Donkey Dick. Yeah. An alcoholic. So all these names were actually called from, which they're from Simpson episodes as well, where like Bart called Moe's Tavern or something and did a bunch of crank calls using these names. So, or with similar names, if not that one. So those are the ones that actually, some of the ones rather that were used. And the man said it with precision. If you guys watch the video, you'll see that it was said with precision, like, he knew exactly what but then he kept his level of professionalism to a certain point, so it didn't sound that bad until you realize, wait a minute, where the hell did I hear these names at? Oh yeah, the fucking Simpsons, that's crazy. Yes, the Simpsons. And here we are, hearing about it at the school board. The Simpsons have now penetrated the school board meeting. And I want to know who the hell did that. Somebody did that. They came up with the idea, sent it in, and then... And they tracing every damn thing now. They be the one found your fingerprints and everything. They on that bullshit. So, I'm just saying. But as far as that, was it funny or was it not? We don't know. It's up to you. Was it? I don't know. But moving right along, A woman was actually arrested with a fake vaccine card. So now we know the CDC actually relaxed the mask mandate for vaccinated individuals. So a lot of people actually don't have to have a mask on. However, how do you damn tell who's been vaccinated and who hasn't, unless you're going through certain places like airports or in certain places that ask for that? Okay, so the CDC, since they relaxed that, people have been traveling, and then it's easier for people to travel with their vaccine passports, right? To say we've had this done, so we should be clear to walk around maskless. Now, there are multiple searches, and searches went up as well. Searches on Google for blank or fake vaccine cards. Those spiked or surged rather in those searches. Because they kind of analyze everything, y'all searches and all that. That's how they keep track of shit. But anywho, that's how they kept track of that. Now, Chloe Moretz was actually going on vacation in Hawaii and wanted to avoid her 10-day quarantine mandate, which apparently everyone that, certain states are set up like that now. If they know that you've come in from another state and you are not vaccinated, some states aren't reserving the right to quarantine you for 10, 14 days, whatever it is that they see fit. Okay, Hawaii in this instance has a 10-day quarantine mandate where everyone that comes in will be quarantined. Unless you have the vaccine or the documents to show that. On Monday, though, the 23rd, the state Safe Travels Program administrator, they actually reported a COVID-19 vaccine card was possibly fraudulent. Okay, so basically somebody said the card didn't look right, they snitched on her, and then all these events transpired thereafter, which is quite interesting, by the way. So there were a few issues, though, with the passport. More than a few. There were several issues with the passport, which is what raised the alarm of suspicion, right, since they snitched on her. So her card actually misspelled the Moderna vaccine as Moderna as Moderna, Maderna, instead of MO. So there was a issue with spelling there, which was maybe or maybe not obvious, but when somebody's looking at the same name being spelled, the name is on the news, the name is everywhere else, obviously you know damn well they're going to figure out that that's what happened. So it was a misspelling. That was the first red flag. So now she is an Illinois resident. Now that claims that she was vaccinated in Delaware by 2 National Guard members identified as Corporal Wolf and Sergeant Monty. Now SSGT, yeah, I know sergeants generally only have one S unless there's, I'm not in the military, but unless they tell me that a S is added on to like super sergeant or something, why it need to be 2 S's in that? So they did highlight the fact that those names were used. CPL Wolf and SSGT Monty. All in lowercase letters, by the way, as well. None of the letters are capitalized, and this is supposed to be a name. Let's be clear. Okay, now, of course, Delaware actually had no record once they did some fact-checking and searching because she went through the airport at this time. They did some fact-checking, or she was in the airport trying to get this done, and they went and checked just to verify because it didn't add up, right? We got the misspelling, we got the lowercase names, and the extra S in sergeant. So they contact Delaware. Delaware actually has no record of her being vaccinated, especially by a damn Coast Guard. I don't know what gave her that damn bright idea. Coast Guards keep thorough records, just as much records, if not more, than the police, because a lot more happens as well out there in that scenery. But you claim to have gone to, of all places, a Coast Guard, which can be easily verified, even if getting the vaccine or not is easily verified. But they have no record of that there anyway, especially with the Coast Guard in Delaware. So, and they tried to look up her reservation at the hotel, because then they tried to find her as well after all this went down in Hawaii, where she said that she would be staying at. The hotel had no record of her. Okay, so she lied to them about where she would be staying. But then they searched her social media and found a Facebook account where she had a distinctive tattoo on her left hip. Now tell me how you let the tattoo get you caught up. Now I got 2 tattoos too, but I mean, they're not visible. so that, you know, because you got a big ass hip tattoo, you obviously want to be noticed. And when you get noticed, or when that shit turn 50, you worry about what's the skin gonna be like then. You'll deal with that when it comes, right? But then when you out there doing fraudulent shit like having misspelled cards, you might want to make sure that your tattoo gonna not get you found out. So now here they go with this tattoo. So they found her picture, they found a distinctive tattoo. They say, okay, we'll know from that. They spotted a lady at the Daniel Inyon Airport in Honolulu with that tattoo, and then they arrested her. So Chloe, who was 24, was actually arrested that Saturday on the misdemeanor charge of suspicion of falsified vaccination documents, which means there is a actual charge for that has been added in to all the shit that you already could get charged for. That is now a charge, okay? And the bill for that was actually set at $2,000 for her. So she had to work that out in a whole nother country, which is kind of hard to do because don't nobody want to hear that shit. You get bailed out and you not even from this state, let alone you got to cross all kind. Now Hawaii is the United States. We all together. I get it. They out there. Okay, they ain't that far. People go visit all the time. Okay, but it ain't like going from California to Nevada, or, you know what I'm saying, Georgia to Carolina, or you ain't right there. Getting to Hawaii is a whole beast, and it's gonna be a minute on the whole plane. You ain't about to get no rowboat and just start taking off thinking you'll be there in a second. None of that is happening. Okay, so when she was arrested, she actually had her own. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all, because it gets better. I'm still not done with all the dumb shit that happened. So she was arrested. She actually said she was vaccinated by her own doctor. Now, not the Coast Guard that she claimed vaccinated her in Delaware, but now she claims it was her own doctor and she paid for the shot. You want to hear the funny part now? Vaccines are actually free in the United States for everybody. Whether you have insurance or not. If you don't have insurance, they have a way to make sure that you're vaccinated. Okay. So I don't think that they thought this clearly through in the midst of kind of how that went down. I think that is some weird ass news that you would like all those things be a factor of why your ass got caught. From your tattoo to the fake paperwork to you giving them a fake hotel, but then guess what? They don't give a damn. They found you anyway in the same airport your ass lied to them in. So they knew you had to come back through there. You know when you scanned your ID to pass through, whether you knew that they was going to boop deep your ass anyway. They ain't tell you how they found you. I doubt you just was walking through with your whole hip exposed and exposed your whole ass cheek or whatever, wherever you got the tattoo at on the side over there, however it's arranged. That definitely was a factor. And I don't know how you thought that you was going to slide through there and not be noticed. But still, even if you slid through fully covered, when you swiped that ID, baby, they was going to notice you. It was going to red flag everywhere. And you probably was going to get tackled anyway. But luckily, she went down without a fight because she knew she was dead ass wrong. But I don't think she realized she was going to have to come back through that same airport she just fucked up at. Okay? So. And that is what I have for weird news. Let me know what you guys think. Also, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys know of any topics that you're interested in that you would like me to discuss, please feel free to reach out about that. And this is filmed at Solid State Studios once again. And this is Lala News 3 with weird news about the Simpson cast at the school board meeting and also the arrest for the fake vaccine passport. So, and I'm out.